All right, so we're going to go over two-step equations again. Kids, two-step equations has the same goal. The goal is to get the variable all by itself and to determine what that variable equals. So you need to remember that variables are stinky and numbers are jealous. So we're going to do the same thing to each side. So for two-step equations, the goal is still the same as one step, get the variable all by itself. So if I have negative 26 plus 3k equals 15, what is my variable in this problem? What's my variable? K, Logan, you are correct. So the variable is K. K is the variable we want to get it all by itself. So we have negative 26. So what we do in a two-step equation is we find see how we got 3 right by the K? It's going to be the second step. The first thing is to get rid of what's out here by itself. So out here by itself is negative 26. So what's the opposite of negative 26? Positive 26, right, Presley? So we're going to take positive 26. If we do it to the left, we have to do it to the right as well. So I'm going to add 26 to both sides. This is going to equal 0, all right? I'm still left with my plus 3k on this side. 15 plus 26 is what? 41. All right. So this is a 0 and this is a positive. Do we actually really write those? If we do write them, it's okay, but we don't have to. So when we really write it, we would only write 3k equals 41. So now I still have k with a 3 multiplied by. So what's the opposite of multiplied by k? Divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. These 3's cancel. And I'm left with k on this side. K is equal to 41 divided by 3. What is 41 divided by 3? Come on, kiddos. Somebody put it in their calculator. 41 divided by 3. Logan, 41 divided by 3 equals what?
I go like 13.66.
Well, let's see. Let's see what I get. 13.66. So it goes on and rounds up. So we're going to round that to 13.7. All right. Let's do another one. Let's do 25d plus 2 equals 19. What is my variable in this problem? D. So I want to get D all by itself. D is the variable. I want to get it by itself. So what is with D but not attached to it? So what's on the same side of the equation as D? Remember, our equation has two sides. The equals divides it into two sides. So I have 25 times D and I have plus 2. So Garrett, I have plus 2. You are correct. So what's the opposite of plus 2? Minus 2. Good, Logan and Garrett. I'm going to minus 2 from both sides. This is going to leave me 25 times D on this side plus a 0, 7 equals 17. So I don't have to write that 0. So I'm going to go back in here and erase it because we really don't have to write that on paper. You can if you want to, if it helps you remember, but you don't have to. So now I have 25 times D. How do I get rid of that 25 times D? How do I get rid of this 25? I'm going to do the inverse operation or the opposite of times 25. What's the opposite of that? Okay, I'm going to divide, so I know I'm going to divide both sides. But what am I dividing by? Divide by what? $25, right, Presley. So I'm going to divide both sides by 25. I'm going to get D. D is equal to 17 over 25. Okay. Ready to do another one? Okay, you need to type in the chat. Let's do a division problem. So let's do a couple more before we do it on our own. Let's do 36 plus f divided by 2 equals 50. Okay, that's a 0 right there, kiddos, 50. So I have 36 plus f divided by 2. What is my variable? F is correct. F is my variable. So I want to get f all by itself. So what's the first thing I got to get rid of? -36. So Logan, what's the opposite of positive 36? -36. So I'm going to subtract 36 from both sides. That gives me 0. Do I have to write 0? Yes or no? No. I have plus left. So do I have to write that plus still? No. So I have f divided by 2 equals, what's 50 minus 36? 14. So I have f equals 14. I'm going to put that in a new color so that we can see that that's basically a new problem now. So we've done step 1. Now we still got to do f divided by 2. So f divided by 2, what's the opposite of divided by 2? Multiply both sides by 2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. These are going to equal 1. So do I have to write the 1 in front of the f? No. If I just have f, I know that there's one of them. So just f by itself is really 1f. So what's 14 times 2? 28. So f equals 28. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is all right, so if we have a problem, let's try one with the opposite side. 30 equals 4e minus 10. Okay, so what's my variable? Thank you, Presley. Presley, what's the first thing I need to do? I have to get rid, got to get the 4e by itself. You're correct. So how do I do that? I have a minus 10 with the 4e. So how do I get rid of that? Add 10. So I'm going to add 10 to this side, and I have to add 10 to this side. So now my equation, let's switch colors, looks like 40 equals 4e. So now, Gwen, I got to get e all by itself. What do I do now, Gwen? Guys, how do I get e all by itself? What do I have to do to get e by itself? Divide. I'm going to divide both sides by what? 4. All right. So both sides divided by 4. This becomes 1. So I don't have to write it. I know that if I just have e by itself, it means 1. So how much equals e? 10. All right. Now, I'm going to give you a problem. I want you all to do it by yourself, and then we'll check it. So you all should be working this on your paper. Let's do negative 27 plus 3a equals 33. So you work that one, kids. When you're done, type your answer in the chat menu. All right, I've got 2 people with 20, 1 with, I think, 11. All right, so let's solve the problem. So the opposite of minus 20, the opposite of minus 27 is plus 27. I'm going to add 27 to both sides. I'm left with 3a equals 60. So how do I get rid of that 3? I'm going to do the opposite of multiplied by 3, which is divide by 3. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. I have 1a equals 20. Okay, so if you got 20, good job. Yep, that's usually what I knew. That's exactly what you did, Logan. All right, let's try another one. let's try 40 plus f divided by 3 equals 80. Okay, so solve that problem, kiddos. When you're done, type your answer in the chat. Okay, so who wants to tell me out loud what to do? Just tell me what steps to do. Who wants to say it out loud? Anybody? Volunteer. Come on, guys. All right, 2 bonus points. Who wants to do it? Okay, I'll give myself 2 bonus points. So what's the opposite of positive 40? Minus 40. I'm going to minus 40 from both sides. And I'm left with 0 plus f divided by 3 equals 40. Okay, so I don't need to write that 0 and the plus. So now I have f divided by 3 equals 40. So the opposite of divided by 3 is times 3. I have 1f is equal to 120. So if you got 120, good job, kiddos. Let's do another one. Let's say 33 is equal to 2a. That's an A. I don't know. Yeah. Plus 13. Do that one, please. Type your answer in the chat. All right. So the opposite of plus 13 is minus 13. I'm left with 2a plus 0, so I don't have to write that. On this side, I'm left with 20 equals 2a. Now I've got to get rid of the 2 times a. The opposite of times 2 is divided by 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2 and get a equals 10. One more, kids, and then I'm going to let you do your homework. All right. I'm going to show you how to do this time because it's a little different. And then I'm going to give you an example of it, okay? So n minus 31 divided by 4 equals 2. I still have to get n all by itself. But right now, the 31, the minus 31 is right beside the n. So instead of doing the plus or minus first, I'm going to do the multiply or divide first. That's fine, because the first thing I do is the one that's not connected directly with the variable. So the opposite of divided by 4 is times 4. I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. I'm left with n minus 31 is equal to 8. I'm going to plus 31 to both sides so that I can get n all by itself. I'm left with n plus 0. I don't have to write that. I just write n is equal to 39. Okay, do you see what I did there, kids? Let's try one of those on your own. So let's say x minus 10 divided by 2 is equal to 8. Solve that one. Type your answer in the chat when you got it. Type your answer in the chat when you have it, kids. Okay, I see some question marks. Makes me a little nervous. Okay, so the opposite of multiplied or divided by 2 is multiplied by 2. The 2 is not directly connected with the x, so we have to do it first. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. I'm left with x minus 10 equals 16. The opposite of minus 10 is plus 10. So I'm going to plus 10 to both sides, and x is equal to 26. Okay, so type in the chat if you are ready to do your practice problems on your own, or if you need me to still do some more.